elevated when I get to the penthouse. On top of the mountain, I feel like a Moses. In spiritual science, you know I'm devoted. I'm pulling your rank, you got demoted. I just want the money, I don't want the fame. It's you and that verse, so you know my name. Welcome to Mental Gymnastics. This is your host, Professor Zeus. Today, we got a whole bunch of stuff to talk about. A whole lot of stuff going on in the world today. Okay, I just saw, and I couldn't believe this when I saw it. I just saw an article stating that the World Economic Forum is looking for AI to rewrite the Bible and create religions that are actually correct. I don't know what that means. I really don't know what that means. Hold on, let me show you guys the article real quick. Yeah, let's read it together. A top official with the World Economic Forum has called for religious scripture to be rewritten by artificial intelligence to create a globalized new Bible. Yuval Noah Harari, the senior advisor to the World Economic Forum, and its chairman, Klaus Schwab, argue that using AI to replace scriptures will create unified religions that are actually correct. Harari, an influential author and professor, made the call while giving a talk on the future of humanity. If you guys don't know, one second, let me see this text. If you guys don't know, the purpose of the World Economic Forum, right? It's actually an international organization committed to improving the state of the world. You have Yuval Harari, the senior advisor in the WEF, giving a talk about the future of humanity. It just trips me out, right? Because a lot of our scriptures, the Torah, the Quran, the Bible, you know, they come from histories 5,000 years ago, basically, right? You know, Judaism is about 4,000 to 5,000 years old. I believe Christianity is like 2,000 years old. And then Islam is like 1,500 years old. And we've been able to use these scriptures, although these scriptures have been written and rewritten over and over and over again from their original Amharic Hebrew languages, but we've still had a standardized way of looking at scripture. So for the World Economic Forum to propose that artificial intelligence be the one to actually rewrite these scriptures that we've been following, what does that say? Honestly, that to me, that's kind of concerning, right? What does artificial intelligence know about creation, the Most High? What do we even know about creation, the Creator, the Most High? We still haven't really cracked the code, but we're getting there. You and I verse for a reason. But for this international organization to feel that it's artificial intelligence's role or responsibility to rewrite scripture, that's crazy to me. That's really crazy to me. You know? See, my thing with artificial intelligence is we are the ones that are actually inputting information, data for artificial intelligence to act, right? ChatGPT is smart, but ChatGPT can't do anything unless we prompt it to do something. Hey, ChatGPT, I want to give you this information. Rework it and make it tailored for this specific role that I'm applying for, right? So with artificial intelligence, we are the ones who are providing the information. What happens when artificial intelligence is the one that wants to provide the information and act? I always tell people this. I always ask people this, right? We have ChatGPT, you know, artificial intelligence. We use artificial intelligence for art, music, different things like that. But what if artificial intelligence itself, with its own self-awareness, wants to choose to be the one to say, hey, I want to create. I want to create art. I want to create music. Because you understand, music and art, it's one of our abilities, right? As humans, we're able to produce art. But when artificial intelligence wants to create art without us providing the data, I think that's very scary. I think that's very scary, and it's not like we don't understand what we're doing. We've seen the movies, iRobot, Terminator, you know what I'm saying? We've seen these things, but technology is still to the point that we want to make life more convenient, right? Everything has to be more convenient, right? But we know what's possible if we edge too close, right? There's another theory about the digital God, right? We're not going to get too much into that, but you guys should actually look into that theory, digital God, and what they're saying about that when artificial intelligence becomes the highest mind, right? So I thought this was interesting, right? This wanting to rewrite the Bible. Because we've seen a lot of stuff recently going on with, Christians' interpretations, different things like that. You have the World Economic Forum proposing using AI to rewrite the Bible. But then something else recently happened in Philadelphia. Let me see if I can. A street preacher was arrested for reading Bible verses at an LGBT pride event in Pennsylvania. Let me see. $128. And they're clapping. Brothers, man. But I don't understand why they have to clap. So we have situations where now it doesn't even really matter what walk of life you're following, Christian, Islam, Buddhism, Judaism, whichever have you. But you have the World Economic Forum proposing rewriting the Bible, but then you have people reading the Bible outside. Oh, I thought this was a church. Yeah, outside of City Hall. Right? They want to rewrite Scripture through AI. They don't want people to preach Scripture if they have the real understanding of the Scripture, that is. But regardless, if you have the love of the Most High, whether through that medium be Jesus, God, which have you, you should be able to express that. Because, the other side, it seems like they're also protesting because they have signs and things like that. And there's a lot of people here, but there's only like one guy, and he's just reading from the Bible. He's reading from the Bible. World Economic Forum wants to rewrite the Bible. And then I had another story that I thought was interesting. Let me see if I can pull this up. Let me see if I can pull this article up. It's like I'm saying, it's just we're living in interesting times. I don't see how that or why that should happen. Now, this segues into the last article. Let me see, is this George Soros' son, Alexander, takes control of $25 billion foundation. The younger Soros, 37, aims to continue Open Society's foundation's focus on human rights, justice, and democracy, the group said. Billionaire financer and philanthropist George Soros has passed control of his $25 billion grant-making foundation to his son, Alexander Soros, who intends to continue the group's focus on human rights and justice, the Open Society Foundation confirmed Monday. Alexander, 37, was elected chairman of the OSF board in December, an elevation announced internally to foundation employees at the time. Let me see. Alexander told the Journal that he and his father think alike, but that he would broaden his father's work by embracing issues such as voting and abortion rights. I just find this interesting, right? Because if you guys don't know, I post a lot of news about like things that are happening in the world, politics and stuff like that. But I've always said, don't really pay attention to the figurehead or the politician. Pay attention to the people who are funding the campaign. George Soros and his family happen to be one of the biggest campaign financiers for the Democrats. And I'm not saying that's this or that, right? I'm just saying Alex says, we think alike, but he would broaden his father's work by embracing issues such as voting and abortion rights. He intends to continue the group's focus on human rights and justice, right? So these guys fund the Democratic Party. These guys also happen to fund Black Lives Matter. I'm not saying that's this or that, but I'm just saying that's technically that. The fact, okay? I don't know where the world is going, but I don't know if Alex had a TED Talk or something, but he had, let me see, right here. I saw this earlier. I didn't know, what to make of it. Let me pull this up right here. Alex Soros, Heinz Pantheism, the Gay Science and the Death of God. So in 2017, there was an event, Jewish emancipation, I was sort of fun of Nietzsche, of gay science, right? Okay. I'm just saying, I'm not saying this or that. I'm just providing certain situations that are like actually happen. Alex Soros is taking over his father's seat of a $25 billion enterprise that is heavy into politics, specifically the Democratic Party. You also have quote-unquote protesters, street preachers, however you want to perceive it, being arrested outside of City Hall because they're reading the Bible, while the other side, the other protesters, they were not, questioned or anything. But the guy who was reading the Bible was the one who was arrested. The charges were later dropped, but he was still arrested, right? And lastly, you have the World Economic Foundation, an international organization committed to improving the state of the world, proposing that we use artificial intelligence, something that we have to input specific data into in order for it to give us a command, for this same technology to rewrite the Bible, maybe other holy scriptures in the future, and rewrite it to, let me just go back to what they said, to go back to create a globalized new Bible. I'm not saying it's this or that. I'm just saying, like, this is what it is. These are what these elites are considering. And it's up to you to do what you think is best. But I just think this is really interesting, especially in this day and age, you know. But maybe, I don't know. You guys leave your comments below. Let me know what you guys think about these articles or about these different things that are happening in society. Check out youandiverse.co. The website's in the description. Books. We have 720 Degrees to Ascension. I just dropped this book. It has a lot of spiritual information. Go check that out. We have some merch. If you want to support the channel, Cash App, PayPal are also there. And, you know, ultimately just keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes open. And we'll just take it one day at a time. Please like and subscribe if you haven't. You know, it helps the YouTube algorithm. This is Mental Gymnastics with Professor Zeus. It's you and I for a reason. Let's take it one day at a time, guys, and keep our eyes open. When I get to the penthouse, on top of my own, I feel like I'm Moses. In spiritual science, you know I'm devoted. I'm pulling your rank, you got the motive. I just want the money, I don't want the fame. It's you and I.